Alright, here we are back for round 2, and I can't breathe. Ah, there we go. Yep, I would like to play first. Looks fine. Looks like we could be an aggro deck. We're not, but... Oh, I guess you do have to play the land first, huh? I was going for some between-round wheat thins, as I am known to do. And got a little bit caught there in my throat on one of them. I'm kind of scared of blue-green decks. Like, ongoing investigation is super scary. So is having 1-2. That guy's kind of terrifying. There's 0% chance he trades it. Like, I don't want to flip it, but I also don't want him to just use it. It's just terrible every which way. Missing a land drop is also not good for us. Alright. Whiff, 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 whiff. He whiffed! He spent 3 mana to make a 3/3. There's a real downside to what's happening here. Because even if I expose its evil and attack for 3, that's not exactly a great turn. I think our best bet here may be to crack the clue looking for a land. God, that's so miserable. Like, we can already block it. I'm not worried about it attacking. What I'm worried about is untapping and killing us. And drowning us in value. But I think we need to try to hit a land. Whiffing there's pretty bad. But statistically, we're unlikely to have missed a land at this point because we're running 18 of them. Like, we should have drawn one by now. It sucks that we didn't. I'm almost happy this is flipped, especially if he's not going to do anything. What the hell? Okay, well, that's a land. It's not the land we want, it's the land we deserve. But I'll just keep building the board out if he's not going to do nothing. Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense. I guess we're getting to where we want to start considering exposing evil. Like, at this point, this guy's basically a mana elf that we can't interact with, which is, I mean, good. There are a lot of games that are just decided on whether or not somebody hits a thing. Werewolf. Thingy, thingy, thingy. Thingy, thingy, thingy. Alright, well, we're hitting more lands now. It's like, if we want to flip his guy back, we could. He's going to keep casting spells because all of his spells come at a discount. Like, I can tap these and hit for 5, and that just kind of doesn't matter. I think one of the ways I may be able to get ahead in this game is by building out a big enough board state that we can use Expose Evil to hit him. It's like we could crack this and play the Gargoyle. That doesn't really do much. I probably want to get the Emissary down next turn. So if that's what I'm doing next turn, the question is, do we want him to untap and get to use this? Because we could play the Companion and the Gargoyle and flip it. I mean, technically we could play Expose Evil in the Gargoyle and flip it. I don't know that I want to do that. I guess I like playing the Hermit because it turns off his counter spells. And you know, if he wants to use his turn to do that, at least when he flips it back, we get a 3/5 out of the deal. Like, right now, we're only taking 3 in the air. And this does put the most power down. So maybe there's some potential to do something. Like with 6 cards, he's mainly interested in deploying them, so taking the card draw away in exchange for... taking the mana ramp away in exchange for giving him a card draw may be better. That's probably not, but... here we are. This card is so good. I will gladly gang block your Duskwatch Recruiter. Please pump it and attack with it. I'll throw everything I've got right in front of it. No? That's kind of what I expected. So we're taking 7. We can hit back for 7, which is not irrelevant. I could also jam everything in front of this and kind of get blown out by Jace's Scrutiny. Like, this guy isn't doing much else. But I'm not ready to take that yet. Alright, well, we hit a land. What does that mean? It may mean that I want to play the Cather's Companion, let him get an attack in, and then expose evil after he's attacked. And then we could swing back if we hit a land for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Which is a really big swing. It kind of means we're guaranteeing ourselves to take another little bit here. Like, I don't have a straight up good attack, but I think something like this gives us the biggest chance of getting him blown out. It's not a great chance, but it's the chance we have. Yeah, I thought he would do that. So this at least lets us get some value off of the Cather's Companion. That's kind of like, do you want him to trade or do you want to pump it up? What do you want to do here? I'll eat your guy if that's what you want. And maybe it is. Oh, he countered my spell and played 3 clues. Alright. I still get to eat your dude. Which seems weird. Maybe we can handle this. It kind of started with a land there, but like... I still don't have any attacks, which is not good. But I can play this and stop the beats. So I guess we do that. Like, we could consider trading the Thraben Inspector in for a 1/1 flying token, but I don't think that's super relevant. God, this feels like Oath of the Gatewatch with all these board stalls going on. But if we can stabilize, even at 7, we can draw Sorin or get Frog and do a thing with some stuff in the place. Could also kill him with one of our Gurgles. Alright. Stable. Against a card drawing machine. I mean, I don't like that part, but here we are. Nope. Okay. So I can play this dude, but not pop this, and I kind of need to pop this. I kind of also need to be able to pop the Gurgle. So do I really want to pass and flip that? Actually, I do now. Because it flips my guy too, and it means he's out of... he can't activate it. Like, we've got answers for his flyers. He can activate it now. But he didn't. So what's he got in hand? Hopefully something that's not good for me. God, please don't let it be an alter ego. I don't think we could handle that. This is the guy that was wheeling all those late blue cards we saw that we were so scared of. Sleep paralysis. Okay, we're not thrilled about that, but we can still trade with one of his spirits. And soon we'll have these guys to block the other one. And we've got this to buy some time if we need to. Like, we're a sorcery away from that being active. Why do you have so many of these flyers? I think we're done here. Sorin is kind of our only draw. I'm going to go to 1 here, which may seem silly, but I'm figuring we're probably dead to any combat trick anyway. And it gives me the option of somehow, if I can get these flying, rather than just chumping with both of them next turn, I can actually kill one. So I should probably look and see how many sorceries we have. Like, we're even enough on time that it's worth looking at. So let's look at the deck. Today is the 18th. If we draw Rabid Bite, Griffspoon works. I mean, this works with or without Griffspoon. Bound by Moonsilver gives us another turn. Apothecary Geist gives us another turn. Yeah, I think there's enough cards here that I should probably just go to 1. Like, yeah, maybe he's got a combat trick, but I don't think we're beating it either. Wait a minute, I already have it. Wow, look at that. Because I derped around so long and thought about it, I didn't realize that this guy's a creature and an artifact. This is why I'm a professional Magic player. Because if you just talk long enough, sometimes things work out. What's up? We're still playing Magic. I thought we were dead. But we're not. I'm so good. I guess I could have kept one of them alive, but it seems like trading off is just the right way to go. A 4/5? I think we're okay with a 4/5. Yeah, his side of the board got a lot worse than ours did. I mean, he can still keep drawing cards, but assuming we find an answer to that guy one day, things will be good. This is where this dude just shines. Oh, a Hydra. Okay. Well, that should be good. And we're dealing with it right now. Okay. Okay. Like, I guess we're gonna jam all our guys in front of it and cross our fingers? This game changes a lot without that recruiter, but here we are. That's really bad for us too. And we don't have any root outs. I don't even think Good Buddy Sorin here saves us. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9, which is not enough. At least the bloody thing doesn't have trample. So here you go, Thraben Inspector. I think we need to get Frog yesterday. I do like blue-green werewolves. I think I've mentioned that a few times, but the idea of keeping up counter spells and flipping wolves is pretty cool. Yeah, oh yeah, their green deck is way better than ours. Mainly because of Duskwatch Recruiter. Does Get Frog actually do anything? So let's say they swing team. We block, we block, we block, we chump. We take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think it's worth showing it to them. Like, I often say concealing information from your opponents is kind of stupid, but this is one of those cases where I think it's actually worth it. So they're basically all dudes all the time with some sleep paralyses. Dudes are not going to be trading in combat. I actually do like the Gloom Widow here because we kind of just need a way to interact with their big thing. Bound is fine. Like, the little guys just don't seem like they do a whole lot. We could consider cutting one. I think that's really the only addition we can make, is that the Gloom Widow is going to be good. It can attack in and it can block. We're not really getting there with flyers. So maybe the Griff Spoon is a bit much. No, it could still do something. Like, that game was a little wacky because they drew specifically that guy and we didn't have an answer. I mean, Gloom Widow with Griff Spoon is still just fine. I could cut a land, but I'm going on the play, so I kind of don't want to. Let's cut a Survive the Night and just bring in a Gloom Widow. Yeah, let's play first. This hand looks reasonable-ish. Again, if they've got the 2-drop, we're kind of screwed. We can at least make sure once it flips that it never flips back, so we don't have to worry about them ever having more than a mana elf out of it, but that's pretty miserable. I think we're better off just getting this guy in play than not. Then we can curve Companion into Hunter, maybe do a thing. I like the Companion. Three 1 trades for more things. So I think I like getting the Hunter going and then bouncing whatever he plays there and attacking. This guy's a little less valuable because he's got mysteries out, but like, we'll just bounce the first thing he plays and then hit for 6, putting him to 11 while putting a clue token in play and a 1/1 or 1/2 even. Squire, attend me. Like, this seems like a really bad use of this, but like, we're not even super unhappy with another land. Because then we can flip our Gargoyle and start threatening him that way. Okay. Well, that's not as bad as it could have been. Because let's take to the air. I think I'd rather wait. Like, this guy's probably not going to get any better than trading for that. And I guess it does get me in a point of damage. So, like, what's our end game here? If I hit him for 4, what are we actually doing? Not much. Like, the Cather's Companion isn't really likely to be able to attack anyway, and it does get a Dryad off the board. So it gives him a little less mana. It does give him time to draw stuff with clues, because he's going to get a clue off of it. But I think we're happy enough with him doing that with his mana. Yeah, if I do this and he takes this trade, then we hit for 5, putting him to 6. Which isn't super relevant. I don't think this guy's going to do much else. Because, like, once he untaps and has the clue, he just gets to eat it for free. And, like, even us drawing a combat trick and using it that way isn't great. So I think I'd rather take him off of mana. Like, the Lone Dryad also turns this guy into a potential mana source. So, like, I think he's at the point where he has to deal with this or just be dead. And there's plenty of things in his deck that could deal with it, but we've got other little flyers that can finish a game for us. And it's not like we're going to die to these things. I can already play both of these, so I think we... Well, let's be smart about it. Vessel's fine because it flies. But I think we're going to go in for the 4. And since our plan next turn is probably just flip the other Gargoyle and make sure we've got 2 lethal attackers, I'm just going to play everything out and pass. Like, he could have one of his little spirit dudes. He could have an aim high here. The Vessel's lethal by itself. So I think we just go in with our Gargoyles and make him have an aim high. Make him have, you know, 2 things that can interact. So he's beatable as long as his spells don't come early, which is kind of what we're scared of. There's an argument for cutting a land on the draw. I don't think I like it, though. There's even a pseudo-argument for this idiot, but I really don't like him unless you've got something to do with madness, and we don't. I think this is probably our best game plan here. It's not a bad one. Alright. This opponent presumably going to play first. Well, this is okay. It's the first time we've had this and not had the mana to cast it, but I think we still keep. We've got 1s, we've got a 3. There's an argument to hold the Gargoyle. I think I'm going to, knowing that he has Jenny in the deck. I'd rather not take an extra 2 points of damage unless we have to. I'll play it here because we got plays next turn, but we can get the companion going or just get some damage in with this guy. I mean, long term, we're more likely to get more damage in with the Spectral Shepherd. Yeah, the chances of him playing nothing next turn are so low that I think we just go here. But all right. I guess they were locked into doing that. And I guess we're locked into doing this. Do you have a thing? They've got probably Pack Guardian in hand, I would guess. But if they don't hit some lands, they're going to be taking some damage in the air here pretty soon. It's Jenny from the block. I think I like just swinging for the most damage here, and then we'll play the Get Frog next turn. Like, with them being behind, I'd rather just make a threat as soon as possible, because they kind of have to trade this for the companion here. And if we're worried about a counterspell, like, that's not a big deal. Which mythic do I play first? Probably the one that can attack and block, and then we'll resolve Sorin next turn. Please keep playing so I can resolve Sorin right after this. That would feel so good. Okay. It's no big deal. We cool. Sleep paralysis does not work on Sorin. This feels kind of dirty. But to be fair, their little crawling horde howler shenanigans last turn were pretty dirty too. I don't see much point in throwing this guy away if they leave that mana up. Because they have 3 of the rattle, spirit, ghost, storm chasing things. So like the chances of them not having one seem pretty low. We've cast both of our black cards, so I don't mind getting rid of that. They could bounce our Sorin, and yeah, it would be terrible, but if they do that, they're just dead to this and the stuff we have in hand. Like that definitely just kills them. Because even if they cast a thing to block, we can just tap it. So Pack Guardian doesn't do it. Rattle Chain Guy doesn't do it. I guess Jace's Scrutiny does it. Or bounce our guy. Okay. Okay, you did a thing. Sure. Got so much to do with my mana, I may just sacrifice the Get Frog here. That seems crazy, but maybe it's time. Okay. We're still playing Magic, boys and girls. We shouldn't be. Of note, I wouldn't have been able to kill him through this anyway. Do I need another card? I guess we can take one more. Moorland Drifter got there after all. It's a pretty good board state. Cool. I will see you guys for the finals in just a minute.